You can't be surprised. It do be bookies. We're heading into the holiday season, and NASCAR just gifted a major penalty to one Xfinity Series team. My name is Michael Carey, and welcome to this week's rundown. First and foremost, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, ate plenty of food, and had the chance to spend time with family and friends. I also sincerely hope you didn't hurt anyone this morning at that Walmart or Best Buy doorbuster. I mean, let's be real, we've all seen that South Park episode. Anyway, with the holidays approaching, there's still plenty of NASCAR news to talk about now and some on the way, and we've got some major headlines to talk about. You know, it's always been a shame that a team owned by one of NASCAR's greatest drivers, if not the greatest driver of all time, just doesn't have the right on-track performance we would expect from Richard Petty Motorsports. From past sponsorship woes, on-track performance, it just seems like the greatness that Richard Petty Motorsports deserves just isn't there. Thankfully, however, the tide could be turning as Richard Petty Motorsports announced this week that a brand new multi-year partner starting in 2022 with Focus Factor is joining the team and the number 43 Camaro. It'll be the first foray into the sport with the brand, and the partnership kicks off with the Clash in February. Now, Focus Factor will take on other marquee events, including the Daytona 500 and the NASCAR All-Star Race. The deal is good for 26 races during the 2022 season. As far as the paint scheme goes, Mr. Brad Sison understood the assignment. The Petty swooshes are gone, and this is how I believe many teams should be looking to create their cars with the new number placement. I sound like a broken record, but I've said it before. Good paint schemes can happen. It just takes time, and sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Personally speaking, I've never heard of Focus Factor, and I think a lot of Twitter users were pretty skeptical about this, especially after the events of IK9 and DC Solar. We don't need another major sponsorship story like that. I think the Twitter follower count for Focus Factor was like less than 40 prior to the announcement this week. But in a deal this significant, especially on the Cup side, I can't really imagine Richard Petty and his group. That's not a dumb group to be working with. Also, something to note on the race car, it seems like the Air Force is returning to RPM next season, and I'm sure Brad's already working in the kitchen bringing some heat for next season. So I think we can file this one under the what category. NASCAR's weekly penalty report hasn't really had a major headline like this one in recent weeks. But this week, fans were probably caught off guard with what came out about Mike Harmon Racing. The team was slapped with an L2 penalty for violating NASCAR's testing policy under Section 5.1 of the rulebook. Now, MHR posted this photo on social media of the number 74 on track at Rockingham, which is likely the cause of the penalty. Mike Harmon Racing was also docked 75 owner and driver points heading into next season, and crew chief Ryan Bell was slapped with a $50,000 fine as well as a 6-race suspension. MHR has fired back saying that they will appeal the decision by NASCAR, stating that it was a charity event and that no performance gains were discovered. Now, this is an interesting one because you might recall a while back, Alex LeBay and DGM were caught testing at the Daytona road course in a similar fashion, and NASCAR again leveled a pretty significant penalty to that team. That was appealed, and DGM won the appeal, reversing the penalties given by NASCAR. Now, to add to the penalty report, Cesar Baccarella was handed an indefinite suspension in violation of the substance abuse policy. APR released a statement saying that the cause of it was a workout supplement that Baccarella had taken and that there wasn't any malicious intent behind the failure. Tommy Joe Martins has confirmed that Baccarella, who is joining Alpha Prime Racing as a team owner, has already begun the process to reinstatement, and that they look forward to having Baccarella in the car for Daytona. That was a lot to take in, wasn't it? Now, social media is a unique tool, and when I saw MHR post that photo on social media, honestly, I was kind of expecting the penalty. NASCAR has every right to believe that it was a quote-unquote test, but I can't really foresee Mike Harmon Racing testing at The Rock for that performance gain. Now, MHR claims it was a charity event. However, I haven't personally seen any evidence to back that claim up, but I'm sure through the appeal process, Harmon will be able to state his case. Just goes to show you kids that social media can both help and harm you. It was just last year that Trackhouse came into the 2021 season with a lot of hype around them. A team owned by Justin Marks, the return of the 99, a team partner in a world name like Pitbull, and with Daniel Suarez in the 99 Camaro, it just seemed like there was so much hype and energy around Trackhouse. And the on-track performance of Trackhouse in 2021 backed up that hype. They didn't win anything as expected. However, they had a couple of really good finishes, and they were able to prove that as a first-year team, they were able to hang with the big dogs. Heading into next season with 2 full-time entries in the shop, Trackhouse officially moved into their new house, get it, for the foreseeable future. The shop space is what Chip Ganassi Racing once was before Trackhouse acquired the NASCAR assets to the operation. Justin Marks held a small breakfast with his team members before opening the shop floor for the first time for all to see in unison. Now, compared to CGR's old shop design, look, colors, graphics. This looks and feels like a race shop now. Kyle Sykes was the curator behind Marks' vision for a new shop space with bold graphics, plenty of Trackhouse blue, and that slash is everywhere. Now, Pitbull was not in attendance for the shop opening. However, he did send over a video to the team to get him pumped up for next season.
It's that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, but it said Mr. Worldwide Trackhouse representative. And to everybody in Trackhouse, I want to say not only that how proud I am to be involved and what an honor it is to be involved and an amazing opportunity to be involved with an amazing team. Why is it so important? I'm going to tell you why. Because we're underdogs. And underdogs, we always run around with a chip on our shoulder, and we're always trying to just one way or another prove everybody wrong. And for us, this is deeper than just racing. It's deeper than a race team. This is about culture. This is about making history, changing history, and taking this opportunity to be able to empower, motivate, and inspire everybody out there. So Trackhouse, once again, to the whole team, Ty, Justin, Daniel, Trav, and everybody that's getting involved and where we're taking it in 2022. Now, 2021 was prime time. 2022 is lightning in a bottle. So for everybody out there that you're listening to this, I know you just ran into your new home. Again, I'll continue to repeat it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be a part of the team. I'm proud that every time that I'm out there, we're proving everybody wrong. With that said, there's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities, and no problems, only solutions. Paso corto, vista larga, that means short steps, long vision, and that's what the Trackhouse team is all about. It's Mr. 305, but it said Mr. Worldwide, Trackhouse representative, checking in, checking out, and once again, I'll say it. I'm proud of y'all. Dale, thank you for having me.
The shop looks great. Sykes really outdid himself, and him and I talked the other day about, compared to designing a car to a shop, what were the challenges? What were the differences? What did he enjoy about it? It's all on TobyChristie.com, and the link's in the description. And some loose ends to tie up. After a somewhat confusing Twitter post, a source confirmed to me that Rick Ware Racing will still field 2 full-time cars next season. However, the bigger question remains, in my eyes, is the 3rd charter for RWR. Additional details by that same source claim that RWR has yet to determine their plans for the 3rd charter, and that details will be shared at a later date. Now, should RWR decide to sell or lease the charter, there are still quite a few contenders lining up to potentially get their hands on it. And file this under left field, Spire Motorsports will field a truck entry next year in what was a surprise announcement on Tuesday. No details were given on a driver, manufacturer, or car number. However, Kevin Mannion, also known as Bono in the Garage, will join the team along with Mike Grecki. That's going to wrap it up for this week's rundown. I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, consider subscribing. If you subscribe, I'll personally talk to my my guy over here, and we'll get you hooked up for Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Don't forget to paint your side skirts and spoilers. See y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Rundown. If you really enjoyed what you saw, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep your eyes on TobyChristie.com for the latest news, rumors, and exclusive content from inside the NASCAR garage.